daddy I had a car that started knocking on me one time because I didn't take care of it and I let it run low on oil. And I stopped immediately and put the damn rod name, and it didn't scar the crank in it at all. At all. That's why I put motor coat in all of our shit now, because like I trust that product. No, there's no way that that motor should have went that long without spinning a bearing or without some catastrophic failure happening. But it did. Hey, what's up, sir? How you doing, Mr. Brastar? What is up?
What if it's safe if you drive it fast?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I know how to drive. Put on your seatbelt.
I know.
Seatbelt on?
No.
We'll put it on. Can't plan for everything. Even the safest of us.
I know, but you've got to have some pretty, like...
I know how to drive. That's why.
No.
But
You should...
the thing about control is nobody's ever actually in control. You believe you're in control, but you're only in control through a series of circumstances, and at any second they can change immediately. Like right now, I don't know, a kid runs out of this yard in front of us, right?
Yeah.
What's the options then?
You could
Hit the
either...
brakes, hit the kids, hit the tree. What option am I going to take?
True, because they would...
I'm going to hit the brakes, try not to hit the kid, and then if all else fails, I'm going to hit the tree. Risking both of us at the cost of not making sure I don't kill the kid.
Or you can hit the ditch.
So, control's an illusion. Just like control that we're about to talk about. So, I don't know if you guys had seen yet, BuzzFeed announced today or yesterday that it is replacing its journalists with AI to write articles for it. So somebody will sit there and punch in a few things, or maybe not. Maybe the AI will be like, will totally do it on its own, be totally independent from everything else, and just write articles or whatever it does. Regardless, you're about to see more information coming to you that they want you to see. You know, when you control all the information, you control populations. If, I've said it before, if I tell you the same lie from and they were bright. Yeah, they were bright. Yep. Shit. If I tell you the same lie from the time that you're born until you're 40, and then somebody else comes up to you and tells you the truth, or is the person telling the truth now lying just because it's not the truth that you know? Because you've been lied to. That's kind of where we're at as a society, and we're going to watch it get worse before our eyes. Our children are going to watch it happen, but for the most part, they're really not going to understand what's happening because, they haven't lived 40 years to see what goes on, and their kids will only know that control and those lies, so therefore it will be the truth. Like, we're watching complete, we were sold the illusion of freedom. They're getting rid of the illusion and complete control. We are watching it happen before our eyes, and doing nothing about it, because you get put on these little lists. They'll call you a domestic terrorist if you're anti-cop. Did you know that? Somebody told me the other day that I fit the definition. I fit Homeland Security's definition for domestic terrorist. I'm like, well, that's awful funny, because the only people that I'm against are they are actually domestic terrorists, like for real. Not because of what they say, but because of what they do, like all the force and violence they spread for their political agenda, which is power and control. Doesn't matter which side it is, and they instill fear in populations. We've seen the outcome of this the other day has been widespread news. Tyree Nichols got beat down by 5 black men, and somehow it's still racism, which, is it? It's not. I've been saying it for years. It's not a racial problem. It's a pigs hate anyone who's not a pig problem. I hope those fuckers, if it was up to me, they'd get the electric chair, all 5 of them. They should be held to a higher standards. If we're going to play the game and they're going to have all these extra rights and powers and shit, then they need to be held to a higher standard legally. Well, they got their rights, freedom. No, they give up their rights when they decide to become government agents. And that's kind of how I look at it. When you have rights and power that other people don't have, then you gave up your natural rights for that rights and power that Nobody else has them except for government agents. What? What's up?
You know how you said you'd give him an electric chair?
Yeah. Nah, I wouldn't give him an electric chair.
I,
That'd be too easy. I would say
I
fire in line and start at the feet.
No, I would shoot their bladder and keep them alive until they die from their bladder bursting and burning.
No, what they need to do is they need to put each and every one of them in a room with 5 dudes, twice their size, or just whatever equals to twice. So if they're 200 pounds, put them in a room with, 10 100-pound dudes, whatever that is, because they were all easily twice the size of that kid they killed, and let the kid do the same fucking thing to them that they did to the kid. And do it in the public square. Do it in a clear room so that all the rest of the little piggies gets to see what happens when you fuck over the public. But they're fucking over the public even if they do nothing because they're a part of the systemic control. And so there's really no change in it. It only gets worse. It's going to inevitably get worse. Anybody that's 40 years old or older, my age, I'm 40, how old am I, 42 now? 42. You have seen it before your own eyes graduate to what it is. And it's not done. It's going to continue. In the end, it's going to be no different than brown shirts and the Gestapo, as you were told, or the NKVD, as we know. That's, the end game is complete control. There'll be a few people who are, some immoral pieces of shit. They're different than the cops today. And what they're really doing is normalizing the shit for those people. So that in the end, they will do whatever those people above them will want them to do to keep you in control. And the time will come when, us peasants will be weeded out. I don't think it's a secret. I don't know. But they'll burn it into the ground nonetheless. It's coming from all angles. There's so much shit going on, you can't fight it all. And that was the, once it got to that point, there was no reverse of what's happened. You can reverse a little bit of it here and there, but as you're taking back ground over here, they're going to be gaining ground over there. And it's a no-win. We now still see people that are not spending money because of hyperinflation. They can't afford to, they're taking out loans and shit to feed their families. Like, we're living in a really fucked up time. Our national debt is growing and growing every second. It's not going to get any smaller. The only way to make it smaller is to make government smaller. And government ain't going to make government smaller because government likes big government because it makes for big government. And everybody in big government makes money. There's a reason why everybody in government is a fucking millionaire. That should be clue 1 to people. Well, everybody except for the thugs who they just give a bunch of power and a gun to and say, here, go abuse it, use it, don't get caught on camera and you're good. And if you get caught on camera, we're going to charge you. Somehow, all 5 of you are going to be able to afford these $350,000 bonds, $250,000 bonds. We're going to charge you with murder too. In the end, you'll be found not guilty. You'll get your job back and be able to retire a PTSD pension like the dude that shot Daniel Shaver. Anybody want to make a bet? I have $100. $100 that says none of those cops will go to prison. Not one. Now, clearly, go to prison. That's what I said. Because it's going to be looked at just like the cop that tased what's his name? Johnny Wheatcroft. Tased Johnny Wheatcroft 11 times. The 11th time, pulling his pants down and fucking tasing him in the nads, man. Tasing his nuts. Yeah, they did. They left it. The cop originally got charged with 2 years after the fact. After enough people raised hell, did an investigation, and they charged him with 5 felonies. The same fucking DA, that charged him. Listen to this, folks. They're going to give you this is a clue to how this shit works. The same DA that charged his ass let him sign a plea deal to a disorderly conduct. If I tased you if I tased your wife 10 times because she didn't listen to me, and then I jerked her pants down and tased her in the pussy, do you think that old Nick would get to cop out to a disorderly conduct? No jail time, no probation, $115 fine, then to be told by the judge how I was a stellar member of the community and I will go on to do great things in my community, and how the judge knows how hard these last 5.5 years have been on me. Do you think that would happen? No. Why? Because government wants you to know that they take care of government. That way, if you decide to become government, for the few clowns that do, you'll know that you'll be taken care of even in situations where they do things like charge you with murder too. They're still going to take care of you. I would like to see who, number one, paid those bonds. I would like to see where that money came from. Because I would bet, just saying, I mean, everybody out here is struggling, but all these cops had at least a minimum of 25 grand to get out of jail that they paid a bondsman. Really? Or did the DA make a phone call to the bondsman and say, hey, let's work something out? All those people that jump on and all that money you owe us now, how about we just forget about that, but you go ahead and get these 5 clowns out of jail for me. And when they go to trial, we're going to taint the jury pool, which we'll never know if they do or not, but it does happen. I can guarantee you that it does happen. The fact that you have to be registered to vote to be on a jury says something, which it fucked up, and not all places isn't that way, though. I recently found this out. I know somebody here that is not registered to vote, yet was called for jury duty. So, being the good, freedom-loving specimen that this person is, and it's not me. If it was me, you already know what I would be doing. I said, when you go to this thing, and since you know what the system is, what is your... Are you going into it with an opinion? And they're like, yeah, I'm going into it with a fucking opinion. I was like, well, okay, what are you going to do if they ask you about the opinion? They said, I'm going to do the same thing they do to us. I'm going to lie my ass off. And then if they get on the jury, they'll find the person not guilty, I'm sure, and, it is what it is. Hoorah for them, right? There should be more patriots like them. Oh, fuck. And, that dude, Tyree Nichols, the cop that initially tried to jerk him out of the car was in so there's been a lot of, apparently in Shelby County, there's been a lot of people acting like cops, because in Tennessee, so in Ohio, a cop car has to be marked to pull you over. Even if it's a drug bust or whatever, a marked car has to be a marked car that pulls you over. An unmarked car cannot pull you over in Ohio. In Tennessee, any cop car can pull you over, marked or unmarked. The problem is, here in this little shithole town, you know how many different makes and models of vehicles I've counted that are just undercovers here in this town? There's unmarked cars here in this town. I think there were 6 in total. 6 different makes and models. So there's 6 different, it's not like there's one make and model. Okay, it's a policed out Explorer, you know what I mean? It's got all the lights and gizmos and gadgets on it. No, they have like 6 different models. Everything from Chargers, Explorers, they have fucking Ford trucks.
Challenger.
They have a Challenger.
Corvettes.
Do they have a Corvette here?
Yeah.
They got an unmarked vet?
Yeah, not 08, the 8.
Who, the sheriff?
No, they have unmarked C8s here.
The cops do.
Yes.
I know, and like they do illegal shit here. So every time we come back from Ohio, right out here on 40, the state, and I've mentioned this before, the State Highway Patrol sits out there, their Drug Intervention Task Unit or whatever the fuck it is, sits out there. They shine all their the spotlights and all are on your face. Why would a cop need to see who was driving by? Because I know the answer to it, but can you answer it? I'll give you a hint. Interstate 40 in West Tennessee is well known for civil asset forfeiture. Civil asset forfeiture, yeah. where they take your money, your change, they take anything they want out of your card. They deem it to be product or proceeds of some illegal activity with no proof at all, and then you have to fight to get it back. Well, if it's less than 10 grand, is it really worth fighting to get it back? Chances are, no. Not unless you're a prick like me and you have an extra 10 grand to spend to get it back. But then they do all kinds of little monkey business. They send it to the feds, so then the feds have it. Now you got to fight with the feds to get it back. Like it's little shit. But they do that every fucking time out here. I come back, if I come back between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m., they're out there doing it. Every fucking time. It wasn't like it was once. Every time. But that's just more of the policing for profit shit. They get high off it. I'm sure they stash a little money in their pocket. They find 20 grand on you. They probably take 5, turn the other 15 in. That way they're getting some new kit for their police department. And they get their own little, money. Why else would pigs be so interested in taking people's money and property when there's no proof of any crime? And why would this government that loves you so much make it legal for them to do so? I don't know. You tell me. This thing pulls really good for being a 9,000-pound truck. It's only got about 330, 275 factory horsepower. Got a 60 horsepower tune in it.
How much horsepower does this have, Scott?
About 275. I thought it was only 225, but I was wrong. That's the old IDIs.
What you gonna do? Hit 80?
No, if I wasn't hit 80, I would. I'm going law-abiding citizen on this 50-mile-an-hour road.
Can't be a law-abiding citizen.
Lights. Hold on. Oh, it wasn't big. Unfortunate for him. And back to the cop cars in Tennessee. Listen, let's just say there was a car behind me in this state that wasn't marked. If there was one marked, you'd be damn lucky if I stop, if I'm actually doing something fucked up. But if it's unmarked, I'm not stopping. You got me fucked up. And I suggest that nobody does. What I suggest you do is just hit your hazard lights if you're going to stop anyway, but you just don't want to do it because you don't know if it's somebody robbing you, if it's really a pig. Hit your hazard lights and drive to a well-lit area that you know has cameras. And cameras in your car, yeah, they're great, but you don't think those disappear your smoke. Oh, crap. I tell you to lay off the crackers. But last 2 weeks I went on their live streams. We worked the last 14 days straight. I was supposed to work a different job today, and I called them and told them I'd put it off for a couple of days. I am physically dead. And tonight we're going to go see our favoriteest friend, Martha, and say, hey, go away, see her in a couple weeks. So, but anyway, I got to go. You guys have a great day. Well, actually, we'll see you something first.
Did you know in Dubai there's 0% tax on everything like interest and stuff?
So that's good. That'd be good. That's the way it should be. There should be no tax.
I know, but like the laws
Taxation
are
is
so strict.
extortion.
You can't even cuss. You can't start hugging anyone unless you're married.
That's because they're all.
And you can't spit on the sidewalk.
That's because they're all Muslim. They shouldn't be able to spit on the sidewalk. It's nasty.
No, I know. But people find that.
Is there lights on over there?
Yeah.
No, she ain't home.
You know?
I don't know. You see her? You see her in there poking around?
No.
I don't think she's home. She texted me and said she'd be here in a little bit. She was in Paris. So we was there and bullshit for a minute. What it do? What's up, Nick? I wish we were down too soon. Man, you know, the only thing that would solve, it depends on how long it lasted. I mean, for people with families and kids, it would be tough. I think it'd be a lot tougher than what people think. I think if your goal is just to fix the country, yeah, it'd be great. We've seen a lot of instances lately where a lot of people are trying to take it out. I'm just not sure that they've tried it the right way. I don't think they put their full faith and effort in doing it.
When are we going to go see Fox Buddy again?
Actually, I was just thinking about that today. We need to, because I need to look at the Grand Prix.
But
I know a guy that's got a 88.
yeah,
What
it
year
was
is it?
88.
88?
Yeah, you told me.
88 or 86, I can't remember. One of them years. Fox Bodies. It's got 30,000 original miles on it. 35,000 original miles. Nice car. You say take your ride in it.
Is it like
Oh, she's here.
Is it an automatic?
No, it's a 5-speed. All right, we got to go. Martha's here. Have a good night, guys.